Hey guys, John with Off Grid Homesteading. One of my favorite things is making a really good homemade salsa. And here's our first couple of tomatoes that we've been able to get off of our vines so far. I don't know exactly which ones they are, but Kelly might know the names of these.
Versage.
Which one? This one?
Nope, that's blue cream berry.
Yeah, blue cream berry.
And Versage.
And Versage over here.
From Baker Creek.
Okay, from the heirloom seeds. So we're not going to use these today. We're going to go ahead and just use, I like to use Romas because they have a little bit better flavor, and in between my fix of having fresh tomatoes, Romas kind of hit the spot. So let's put those out of the way. And let's talk about the ingredients. What you need to get started are, right off the bat, you need a little bit of cilantro, enough to kind of fill your hand. 1 or 2 jalapenos, depending on what how hot they are. You can use an onion of any kind. I like the red onions, about half of one. And somewhere between 7 and 9 tomatoes. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I guess we'll just use 10 tomatoes today and see how it goes. The reason I'm using,
what else do you use?
Well, we also
garlic.
Use garlic, 2 cloves of garlic, big ones, and then a lime. Okay, and a little bit of salt, and then we just kind of adjust it to taste. So let's go ahead and get started and show you how to make some really awesome salsa. All right. That's washed off. Okay. And the question some people may ask is, why do you use 7 to 9 tomatoes? It's real simple. Any more than that, and it actually overflows my mixer. So if you have a larger mixer, go to town. But out here, 7 to 9 of these will make me salsa for 3 to 4 or 5 days, depending on how much I crave having salsa.
Really only 2 to 3 days, folks.
Yeah, well, that's if Kelly gets her little paws on it. So, and chop the little tops here, put them in our compost pile. Let's go ahead and cut these in half. Just dump them in there. So, I don't know about you, but I love Mexican food, but even better than that, I love great tasting, fresh salsa with fresh ingredients. And that's, if you've ever had really, really great salsa, this is, you will love this recipe. So, let's see here.
Well, and the other reason that we only make it in that size of a pitcher is because we can only store a little container in our refrigerator. We're limited on space, so we make it based upon how much space we have.
Alright. So let's go ahead and blend this down a little bit here. See where we're at. Okay, we got a little bit more space there. And to make, depending on how hot you like your salsa, I recommend taking your jalapeno and actually cutting it in quarters, just starting out. That way you can kind of adjust your flavor along the way. And if it's not hot enough, you can always add another quarter to it. Sometimes 1/4 of a jalapeno will be way too hot, and sometimes 2 jalapenos isn't even hot enough. So just kind of a safe way of doing this. The other thing I found is by slicing up your garlic in fine slices before it gets into the blender here, it gives it a lot more flavor. So let's go ahead and do that. Second one going.
And we're still using farmers market ingredients and some store-bought things like the lime and cilantro until our tomatoes kick in, which will probably be in the next 2 weeks. Then are you planning on canning yourself up some salsa, honey?
I'm going to try. We're going to try our hand at canning. We've got lots of friends that have lots of extra cans, canning apparatuses, whatever you want to call it. And we'll go from there. So here's the cilantro. I've already cut most of the stems off, and you're basically just using the tops. Just toss that in there, and then we'll go ahead and add half a lime.
So far have you only added a quarter of the jalapeno?
Only 1/4 of the jalapenos so far. So let's go ahead.
Japaleno, as one of our friends calls it.
Do what?
Japaleno.
Japaleno, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need salt. So I like to use Himalayan salt. Natural salt. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're going to use for this size approximately 2.5 teaspoons. Let's see how this goes. And now, for the taste test. Let's take a look and see. That's pretty good. It needs to be a little bit hotter. It needs a little bit more salt. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another quarter. I'm going to go ahead and add that in here. I'm going to just add probably another half a teaspoon more of salt. Try it again. Of course, you can blend it as much or as little as you want. The less you blend it, the more it tastes like pico, and the more you blend it, the more it tastes like just a very fine salsa. So I like something, you know, in between. And
no, he really likes the salsa.
all right, here we go. Just the right amount of bite and fresh garlic. Man, that garlic, you can taste the bite of the garlic, and you can taste the bite of the jalapenos and the tomatoes. They're pretty good. But you know what, when we go to the fresh tomatoes right out of the garden, it's heavenly, folks. So try out the recipe. I'll have a link, or I'll let you put in our little notes underneath the video here, all the ingredients. You can print that off and give us some feedback on how you like it. Take care. This is John from Off Grid Homesteading. See you in the next show.